Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello all students. Dروس service for the English language course. It's targeted to the third secondary grade first semester. Our lesson today is from Unit 4, The World of TV, Conversation Listening Vocabulary, Mega Goal 5. Prepared and presented by me, Noura As-Sufyani. So I hope all of you enjoy and I need all your concern. We'll learn today using new expressions and idioms in a conversation, listening for specific information, using new words in sentences correctly. So let's start with the first part, the conversation. First of all, look at the picture here, all right? What's happening? Can you describe the picture here? If we want to describe it, we'll find that there are two boys who are excited. So let's see here. What are they watching? I think they are watching sports match, for example, football or something like this. Maybe they are watching a competition. So here we will know now what are they watching. Okay, we'll listen to a conversation. Here the conversation is between Adil and Fahad, who are watching TV and they are discussing about something, about the thing that they are watching. So let's listen to them.
That was such a fantastic basketball game on TV.
You must be joking.
Why? Didn't you like it?
I thought it was a terrible game. The whole thing was just awful.
What didn't you like about it?
For one thing, the Bulls' key player missed every easy shot. It really bothered me throughout the entire game.
Well, you're right about that. But what else didn't you like?
I thought their uniforms were ridiculous. I found the whole idea of the Bulls' players wearing cowhide tops hard to swallow.
I don't agree at all. The whole idea is to stand out in the game. The tops are not real cowhide. It's fake cowhide.
I'm not sure they were fake. Think of all the poor animals they took the hides from. They must believe that the poor animals are a dime a dozen. Anyway, by the end of the game, I started to doze off.
We seem to have very different tastes in basketball and uniforms. Maybe next time we get together, we should just go out to a restaurant.
I couldn't agree more.
All right, now here, okay, from the conversation, we know now, or we can understand now what they are watching too. They are watching too, okay, from here, the last thing, they are watching a basketball game. They are watching a basketball game, all right? Now let's move to the real talk, okay, in this conversation, the most important words, okay, that we have seen in the conversation. The first one is just, okay, he says that it's just awful. So just here, it's used to mean very, very awful, really awful, okay? So this is the first word. The second one is hard to swallow, okay, hard to swallow. The meaning of hard to swallow here, not easy to believe, or sometimes it means not easy to accept. Your story is very hard to swallow, but I'm going to believe it. So here it's not easy to believe, it's hard to swallow. Sometimes it means not easy to accept. For example, your anger was very hard to swallow. Your anger was very hard to swallow. So very hard to swallow here, it means not easy to accept, right? What about a dime a dozen? A dime a dozen here, it means so common that it doesn't have much value, or it's commonly available. It's not precious. So this is the meaning of a dime a dozen. It's an idiom that means something which is available and something, okay, it doesn't have much value, okay? The last word here is doze off, means fall asleep, fall asleep. For example, I can say I dozed off in front of the TV for a few minutes. These are the meanings for the 4 idioms or words or phrases that are used in the conversation by Fahad and Adil. Alright, is that clear? In the conversation, we noticed that there is a discussion between Adil and Fahad. In this discussion, one of them sometimes agrees and the other one disagrees. So here we will know, okay, what are the expressions, what are the sentences or clauses or phrases that we use to express agreement and disagreement, okay, with someone opinions, okay, if you agree, if you are with him or against him. All right, so how can you express your agreement, how can you express your disagreement? All right, agreeing here, you can say, if you are with the opinion of someone, you can say I agree completely, or I couldn't agree more. You are absolutely right, you're right about that. So here, okay, these are the clauses or phrases or sentences that you can use to show your agreement with someone, you are with someone opinion. Okay, on the other side here we see that disagreeing or saying no for something. How can you disagree, how can you express your disagreeing with someone opinion? You can say I'm sorry but I don't agree with you, or you can say I don't agree. So I'm sorry but I don't agree with you. Here I'm sorry, it's a polite way to show your disagreement. Okay, or you can say I see it differently, here to show that you are against him but in a polite way. I totally disagree, I totally disagree. I'm afraid I don't really agree. I'm afraid I don't really agree. Here, I'm afraid it's a formal way or it's a polite way to say, okay, that you disagree with someone's opinion. I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about that. Also, this is something which is polite. I'm not so sure about that. It shows that you disagree. The last one here, you must be joking. You must be joking. This is okay, what we have heard in the conversation between Fahd and Adil. You must be joking here. It's used that you disagree with someone's opinion. But sometimes this phrase or this sentence here is informal, okay, and not very polite. So it's informal. You can use it with your friends, with your brothers or whatever. Now let's evaluate your using for the words or the expressions here. Just, hard to swallow, a dime a dozen, and dozed off. Complete the sentences with the words and phrases from the box. Number 1. This movie was just so boring. I even a few times. What do you think if you are watching something which is so boring? Okay, do you think that you will be excited? Of course, you will doze off. So the correct answer here is I even dozed off a few minutes or a few times. Number 2. Here we have 2 parts from a conversation. I thought Tony Patterson's performance was wonderful, was very wonderful, was just wonderful. Okay? Really? I think anyone could have played that part. What do you think? Really? I think this is okay. Here in this part, the speaker shows his disagreement, okay, or disagreeing here. I think he's what? Hard to swallow, a dime a dozen. Anyone could have played that part. Really, I think he's a dime a dozen. Anyone could have played that part. It means that, okay, it's available, commonly available. Number 3. I thought the plot of the film in general it wasn't realistic at all. So it means no one can believe it. So it's what? It's hard or was hard to swallow. I thought the plot of the film in general was hard to swallow. Here it means difficult to believe or not easy to believe. It wasn't realistic at all. Alright? Now let's move to the listening part here. Can you guess what we're gonna listen to? Okay, you're gonna listen to the interview from the TV show Special Places for Special People. Can you guess what's the place or the special place here? The special place is something related to offices, companies, all right? And special people, the people who design these places. Now let's listen to the interview with an interior designer, and after that we're going to complete the chart about the designing of the offices.
Listen to the interview from the TV show Special Places for Special People and complete the chart.
This is Special Places for Special People, your morning show on home and work design. As you can see, we have just walked into the fabulous newly designed interior of an old building in the center of town. The building has been cleared out to form large open-plan offices, as well as comfortable glassed-in private offices along the front. We are being met by Mr. Douglas, the CEO of Streamline Airlines. This is the Streamline headquarters, and a lot of money, time, and effort have gone into renovating the building and redesigning the interior. Good morning, Mr. Douglas.
Hello, and welcome to our new offices.
Thank you. So this is it. How do you feel about the space and the way it has been designed?
I am satisfied with the design. It certainly lives up to our expectations aesthetically, and it complements the style of the building and the location. Actually, the initial design was not quite what we needed, and different parts of the building were not optimally utilized. There are so many things one has to take into consideration. Functional issues, such as the number of employees, meeting rooms, facilities for self-catering, mail, insulation, electronic equipment, storage, and a lot more. Naturally, all these other aspects need to be catered to while making the most of the space and lighting, and managing to develop a distinct yet pleasing style that will contribute to a positive atmosphere. It was really frustrating to have to compromise the style of the design in order to meet functional needs at times. We had to reject the second design, which was superb from an aesthetic viewpoint and quite minimalist, because it required staff to squeeze into tiny cubicles along the back out of the way. Then the third design, a modified version of the second one, was really disappointing because it was neither stylish nor fully functional. Finally, the team of architects and decorators that had taken on the project decided to go back to the drawing board and came up with 3 wonderful options. Naturally, they were presented to the board, and we chose this one. It's a long, arduous process, but in the end it all comes together.
Alright, after listening to the interview here with Mr. Douglas about the interior designing of the offices, we have to complete the chart. First of all, okay, here we have the answers for the design 2 or the second design, and you need to complete the chart with the first design. What was good about it? For the second design, it's aesthetically superb, okay? What's bad about it here? Stuff isolated, okay, in cubicles, okay? What was CEO's opinion, or the interior designer here? Superb style but not functional, okay? So here these are the good, the bad, and his opinion, all right? What about the design number 1? What do you think, okay, about design number 1? He talked about design number 1. So what do you think his opinion? What was good about it, and what was bad about it, and what was the CEO's opinion? Design number 1, we can find that it's stylish, and the bad thing, functional problems, and his opinion doesn't meet needs. But design number 2, aesthetically superb. This is the good thing. The bad is stuff isolating cubicles, and the COO's opinion, superb style but not functional. All right. This is about listening here. Let's move to the vocabulary building that you will read, or you will find these words, vocabulary in the reading in the next lesson, inshallah. So here we have the most important words, the most important new words. Here we have captivate. Captivate here is a verb that means captures someone's attention. If you look at the man, he's trying to capture someone. So the meaning of captivate, captures someone's attention. All right, what about here? Crucial. Crucial here, it means extremely important, extremely significant. So this is a strong adjective, crucial here. This exam is crucial. The third word here is exotic. Exotic here, it means something which is extraordinary, something which is unique, something which is unusual and attractive. These plants are exotic, so they are unusual and attractive. What about the last word here? It's phenomenal. Phenomenal here, it means great and remarkable. Great and remarkable. This girl is phenomenal, okay? She is remarkable. I can see here how clever she is, all right? According to the grades or her grades here. So here we have captivate, to capture someone's attention. Crucial means something which is very important, extremely significant. And exotic here, it means someone who is unique. For example, this man or this person here is exotic. It means a person who is unique, who is attractive. And phenomenal means great and remarkable, okay, noticeable, all right? This is the meaning of these four words. Now, let's try to use them in sentences. Fill in the spaces with the appropriate pictures. Here we have 4 pictures. Here there's a picture for an artist, a girl who's drawing something. Here, okay, something related to playing basketball. And here 2 in the meeting maybe, okay, and you can look at their appearance. And here we can see that someone, he shows his admiration, right? So number 1, I was by her sparkling personality. I was by her sparkling personality, by her attractive personality. So what do you think the word that I need to use here? It's passive. Captivated. I was captivated by her sparkling personality. Number 2, they are admired by his striking and appearance. What about here? What do you think the word or the picture that we need to use it? And the word is exotic. Number 3, the next game is, if we lose it, we'll lose the match. So this game is very important. It's crucial. It's crucial, okay? Number 4, the critics praise the young artist on her talent, on her phenomenal talent, something which is remarkable, okay? Something which is great, all right? Phenomenal talent. Is that clear? Okay, so this is the end of our lesson, and here we're gonna to summarize what we learned today using new expressions and idioms in a conversation. And here these idioms, all right, it's something related to the word. Here we have just, that means really or very. Hard to swallow, not easy to believe, or not easy to accept. A dime a dozen, so common that it doesn't have much value. Doze off means fall asleep. We have number 2, listening for specific information. We have listened to an interview with an interior designer about designing offices and the differences between two designing here, using new words and sentences correctly. And these words are captivate, the verb, crucial, exotic, and phenomenal. This is the reference for our lesson. And here, for more information on lesson, you can contact the Twitter account, the website, and the number here. This is all for now, and I hope to see you inshallah next time. Thank you very much.